Dear students, after studying this module, you shall be able to know common age-related problems with sensory dysfunction, learn ways to help people suffering from any kind of sensory dysfunction, identified ways to recognize people who suffer from sensory dysfunction, evaluate your own attitude and of people around you regarding these sensory dysfunction, analyze common symptoms of sensory dysfunctions. Decline in sensory organs such as vision, hearing, taste, smell and touch are considered both natural and normal. But there are marked individual differences with respect to decline of the sensory organs in the elderly. This module will help you to understand the experience of the elderly and suggest ways that can help them respond to these changes in a positive manner. Elderly persons show this dysfunction in number of ways in everyday life. For instance, you would have observed elderly people often hear loud, often complain about the loss of taste in the food and have difficulties with reading things and seeing another's face clearly. Aging is a natural process and sensory dysfunction is one of the negative outcomes of this process. However, age is not the only factor responsible for sensory dysfunction. The other major factors of the sensory dysfunction includes diseases and environmental factors. Research studies shows that intense noise leads to hearing loss, prolonged smoking damage taste and smell sensitivities, and diabetes affect the vision of the individual. Most individuals are immune from sensory dysfunction until they reach the mid-80s. However, if one experiences sensory dysfunction, understanding the changes caused by it help us to respond more effectively to these changes. For example, you can learn to modify your environment by making use of the advancement in the technology, or one can make request modification in his behavior to adopt the extent of the damage caused to one's sense by these sensory dysfunctions. A large population of the Indian population would be elderly by the year 2050, and it is imperative that we understand these changes to better cope with the challenges we ought to face in the nature. If we lack knowledge and understanding, we may build unrealistic expectations, leads to frustration and labeling of the elderly with disempowering terms such as senile, confused or failing. Understanding these changes is imperative as it would develop the ability to enhance the quality of life for the elderly and provide them the positive support they desire and require. Vision. Vision is the most crucial of all the sensory dysfunction. Its significance along with hearing dysfunctions lies in its ability to create social isolation for the elderly. Loss of vision can lead to severe deterioration in a person's ability to live independently, and therefore it is imperative that we educate ourselves about the common vision problems and ways to deal with them. Firstly, let's look at the timeline with regard to progressive deterioration of our vision in the old age. 10% of individuals who have impaired functioning in the given age group falls in the group of 65 to 75, whereas age group of 75 to 84 there are 16% of individuals, and 85 and older the number of percentage of individual is 27. The most common age related vision problems include problems with acuity, glare, ability to focus, color discrimination, light levels. Visual acuity. Visual acuity simple puts deal with our ability to distinguish details and shapes of the objects. Visual acuity reaches its maximum in the teenage years and then remains stable until the age of 45 years, from whereupon it gradually declines. Fewer than 10% of people have visual acuity poorer than 20/70 below 45 years of age, whereas same number goes up to 50% if we consider the visual acuity of people above the age of 45 years, that is 50% of people have visual acuity poorer than 20/7. Ability to focus. In the 40s, the lens of the person's eye becomes less flexible, reducing its ability to focus, technically known as presbyopia. The person with presbyopia faces a host of problems such as reading difficulties, seeing nearby objects clearly, etc. Remedy in the form of bifocal lens and reading glasses is available, although some people still find it difficult to focus on small details such as small font on medicines. Color discrimination. Elderly people usually find it hard to differentiate between different shades of color. With age of people find colors as dull and fading. This is because the lens of the eye with age becomes yellow, and it has been found that the color near the blue end of the spectrum which create the greatest amount of difficulties for the elderly. For instance, it would be difficult for the elderly to recognize a blue flower kept in a bouquet. In contrast, they can distinguish between the shades of flower with red such as orange with relatively ease. Light levels. With increasing age of ability of our pupil to adopt with light decreases. As a result, the light level required by a 60-year-old is double the amount of a 20-year-old. And this decreases in the adoption of the light levels at times can lead to accident in the case of the elderly. Therefore, elderly people need to take extra caution in the places where light levels are low than normal, such as theatres. Glare. Glare is a problem very common in the elderly but hardly noticed by the younger people. Elderly people find it hard to read shiny papers, drive in the night, and are easily experience intensified glare from a shining floor or sunlight. Increased glare in the elderly leads to distortion, creating a host of problems for them. Common eye disease. Cataract. Clouding of the lens that affects vision is known as cataract. The key feature of the cataract is that it is actual change in the lens rather than a growth of a film over the eye. As a result of this change in the lens of the individual, the lens can't transmit a clear image to the retina. Vision becomes hazy and blurred. The common symptoms include sensitivity to glare, dimming of vision, films like screen over the eye, change in pupil color, faded appearance of the color. Glaucoma. In a condition that causes damage to our eye's optic nerve and get worse over time, often associated with buildup of pressure inside the eye. Glaucoma leads to gradual loss of peripheral vision. If not treated on time, can lead to complete blindness. Glaucoma is also known as tunnel vision, as a person has to be in the line of the object to see it. This can lead to severe problems for daily course, such as driving to work, etc. Common symptoms include blurring of vision, pain or redness of the eye, appearance of the colored rings around light, loss of sight vision. Macular degeneration. Damage to macula, an area 3 by 16 inch in the diameter in the retina, results in macular degeneration. When one looks at the object directly, it may look blurred or distorted. One eye or both eyes can be affected with this disease. In the case of both eyes are affected, it can give rise to a host of problems such as reading, watching televisions, recognizing family and friends, and driving. In macular degeneration, peripheral vision remains intact and it does not progress to blindness. The common symptoms include blurred center areas in the center of the vision, words on a page appear to disappear, straight lines appear to bend. How can one tell that elderly person has a vision problem? One can generally tell if an elderly person has a vision problem by watching their body language and facial expressions. One should observe the following symptoms: a tendency to select bright colors, squinting, poor coordination, poor depth perception, tunnel vision. Now we'll talk about hearing. Hearing is another very important sense from the viewpoint of social interaction, but unlike vision, it does not garner the same amount of empathy and understanding. Hearing impairments affect elderly people more than any other chronic condition. Hearing ability, unlike vision, declines gradually from 20s to the 50s and 60s of an individual. Elderly people often find it hard to hear high frequency sounds. For instance, constants S, Z, T, G and F are high frequency and hard to hear, whereas low pitched vowels such as A, E, I, O, U are easier to hear in comparison. For elderly, it is hard to distinguish between words which sound similar. For instance, bat may sound as cat or fire may sound as liar. This creates a lot of problem for the elderly as they are often able to hear the speech but make mistakes when it comes to understanding the message. Hearing loss in the elderly can take a severe toll on their mental health. Difficulty in hearing can make it harder to understand message, giving rise to paranoia, suspicion, alienation and disagreements. This inevitably result into frustration and exhaustion from the elderly, to which most elderly respond by withdrawing and isolation. In severe cases, this may even lead to depression in the elderly. Hearing loss also create a lot of difficulties for the functionings of daily life. Sounds are an integral part of our life and we make use of them on a daily basis in various forms like traveling, doorbells, telephones, fire alarms, alarm clocks, etc. For elderly, impairment of their hearing make it even more difficult to cope with other age-related losses. Type of hearing losses. There are two kinds of hearing loss: conductive hearing loss and nerve deafness. In conductive hearing loss, something blocks the sound waves from the outer and the middle wave. This may be an obstruction in the outer ear and some problems in the middle ear. With increase in age, the ear wax become harder and drier, increasing the possibility of a wax plug. Nerve deafness, on the other hand, is a permanent hearing loss. Nerve deafness can be caused by a number of factors such as allergies, auditory nerve tumors, other kind of noises or the natural aging process. Nerve deafness cannot be cured. As a result, it can severe repercussions for the elderly. Causes of hearing loss. Many different factors in separation or combined together can lead to hearing impairment. Some of these factors include disease. Large number of disease such as heart disease, kidney disease, diabetes, strokes or tumor can interfere with normal function of the hearing process. Injuries. Any accident which cause a blow to head or ear can cause a permanent hearing loss. As most elderly have a poor balance, this becomes very likely. Heredity. Not all hearing impairments are caused by environmental variables. Some of the hearing impairments are direct result of heredity. Noise. Studies have shown that constant and very sudden loud music can be detrimental to our hearing capabilities. Persons who work in a very noise environment are extremely susceptible to these kind of hearing impairments. Ear infections. Ear infections at times may lead to temporary hearing loss. If the infection is treated, usually we regain our hearing capabilities, but in case in which it goes untreated, it may lead to permanent loss of hearing capabilities. Aging. Throughout our life, we are bombarded with various sounds with their associated level of distress. This distress accumulated over the lifetime of an individual leads to the natural degradation of our hearing capabilities. Medications. Some medications such as aspirin or other antibiotics of similar nature can also lead to hearing impairments, and because most elderly take some kind of medications, it further adds to increased rate of hearing problems among the elderly. Now, how to recognize people with hearing impairment? These people may exhibit the following behaviors: withdrawal from social events, lip reading, talking loudly, turning head on one side, increased impatience in conversations, asking to repeat often, giving a blank look, no reaction to loud noise, responding inappropriately in a normal conversation. Now we'll learn about taste. For a good health, one needs to eat healthy and nutritious food. But as people grow old, they find food less appealing in large parts because they no longer find food to have the same taste as it used once have. In large part, this is natural. Like other senses, our taste sense deterioration with age. This does not mean that we cannot differentiate between the different tastes such as sour, bitter, sweet, salty foods. Elderly or people with taste difficulties at time find strong flavors more inviting. For instance, you will observe them using large amount of salt. However, it does not mean that they enhance flavors always. In some cases, such as those of certain spices, the opposite may be true. Apart from the basic energy needs fulfilled by the food, it is also a major source of pleasure and satisfaction. And when people find these needs not met, they may turn to less nutritious or food which are not particularly good for health. How does the age-related change lead to a change in our sensory capabilities? Absence of appropriate amount of saliva, decrease in the number of taste buds, decreasement in the ability to detect sour and sweet taste, mouth diseases. Now, recognizing loss of taste capabilities in the elderly. We can notice it by weight gain or loss, decreasing or increasing appetite, increasing complaints about food taste, problems in identification of food, use of seasoning in extremes. Helping people with loss of taste. How can we help people? By adding flavors in the food, minimizing or completely avoiding bland food, caring for teeth and gums, making food look appealing. Now we will talk about smell. Like other senses, smell sense also decline with changes. However, these changes may be greatly precipitated by other factors such as poor health status or smoking. Similar to taste, smell also help in meeting the pleasure and satisfaction we obtain from food. People with decline in the sense may have implications for safety, personal hygiene and enjoyment of life in general. Deterioration smell senses may create vulnerability for elderly people in terms of eating spoiled food or not responding to smoking or leaking gas. People after their 70s find it hard to detect and identify odors. Studies have shown that head trauma or Alzheimer's disease may cause loss of smell or inability to distinguish between smells. How to recognize someone with dysfunction in sensory capabilities? Body odor, overuse of fragrances, no reaction to unpleasant odors, frequent comments about inability to smell things. Helping people with smell dysfunction. Serve food attractively. Vary food in color, shape, texture and temperature. For example, serving food warm rather than cold may enhance its aroma. Put texture into food. Texture can be used substitute for smell. For instance, make use of chunky style instead of blended apple sauce. Making eating a social occasion. Socializing at meal is one of the oldest remedy for lack of aptitude due to smell. Using smell enhancing strategies, increase of the flavors of food which permeate the environment or used to enhance aroma to increase the appetite. Now we'll talk about touch. Detection of pain is the key to survival and this is made possible through touch. Touch allows us to distinguish between different types of objects in our environment. And like other senses, touch allows us to enjoy our environment and at the same time provide a safety net from the potential threat from our environment. Elderly people find it very difficult to distinguish between objects just on the basis of their texture, and you will often delay a response to the sense of touch in the elderly. Apart from the natural aging process, other factors may also contribute to dysfunction of our touch capabilities. These factors may include diabetes, circulation problem, stroke, Parkinson and arthritis. In comparison to younger people, elderly people are less likely to detect changes in the body temperature or pain signals. This makes elderly people highly susceptible to various illness and infections. Especially this can be very dangerous in those elderly people who suffer from diabetes. Diabetes may lead to loss of nerve sensitivity, severe cuts and bruises may go unnoticed and may lead to infection. Helping people with dysfunction in touch capabilities. Lowering the temperature of 120 °F is recommended. Lowering the temperature setting of hot water. Now, attitude is important. No human being can escape the natural process of sensory deterioration, and if you are facing a sensory dysfunction that may be result of natural process or other factors, your attitude goes to a great extent in deciding how you will cope with these challenges. Constant changes in hearing and other senses can be outright frustrating, but with some patience and determination you can compensate for the various sensory losses. A positive attitude allows you to experiment and find new ways to change and improve your sensory ability. A positive attitude will also enable you to ask for help more readily and make use of various assistive technologies available in the market today. It is not only the attitude of the people suffering from this dysfunction is important, but also the attitude of caregivers. The attitude of caregivers determine how they perceive these people and how they treat them. As a responsible caregiver, you need to keep in mind of the attitude of the person with sensory dysfunction. Many of the people with sensory dysfunction may learn to compensate for their weaknesses, while others may use it for getting attention. Some of these people may feel too much of pride in seeking help for others. And one needs to remember that your attitude plays a great part in making you an effective caregiver. Trained caregiver adopts an attitude in which they balance the need of these people to feel adequate and have enhanced self-esteem without patronizing them. Summary: aging is a natural process, part of all the species inhabiting our planet. Human beings are no exception. Aging leads to various sensory dysfunctions in the elderly. Although aging may not be the only reason for this dysfunction, but whenever the reason of these dysfunctions, whether the natural aging process or other factors such as illness, infections and heredity, etc., there is no denial that these dysfunctions create a number of challenges for the people suffering from these dysfunctions. Challenges faced by people with sensory dysfunctions vary from safety hazards in the form of various kinds of accidents, social repercussions in the form of labeling and social isolation, to mental problems such as depression. Apart from this, people with sensory dysfunctions are more prone to other kind of physical problems. For instance, we have seen that people with taste and smell dysfunctions may choose less nutritious food, which may lead to various health hazards. Whatever the challenge, we would be better able to deal with them if we work together. There is a need to first educate ourselves about the various challenges faced by the people with sensory dysfunction. We need to learn to observe the signs given by them of discomfort and help. And we have to be trained to use appropriate strategies to provide help to the people suffering from these dysfunctions. And finally, no amount of training or development in the technologies can be much used when it comes to combating the challenges created by the sensory dysfunction if we do not have the right attitude. People suffering from sensory dysfunction of any kind need to remain patient and determined to overcome these challenges. It is not only the attitude of the patient but also the caregiver which to great extent decide the compensation these people make for their sensory dysfunctions.